right, so if we're talking about this skill of story listening, and specifically that part about asking the types of questions that will elicit stories, let's look at an example. One of my questions was precisely, tell me about a time when you felt connected to your team. So this participant started off in the team feeling a little bit lost, trying to find his groove. His role wasn't very clear, and this team in particular had a connection ritual or routine which involved virtual kind of happy hour times where they would share hobbies and teach each other these hobbies. So about 3 months in, he gets invited to be the one to present a hobby. And he goes ahead and has that moment where he shares this hobby with his team. And once he shares with it, you can see how that arc is kind of going up. This is the way that I plotted it out. This is based off of Kurt Vonnegut's Shapes of Stories. So then we get to this high moment, happy moment, where his team reaches out because they really, really liked what he had presented. And they actually ask for another session. They want more. Finally, he gets to his resolution, which is, and now I'm feeling right connected to the team. But if I look at my transcripts, I know that when you ask that question, they might not give you all the details. So something that's really important in story listening as a skill is also getting good at those follow-up questions. There was a moment when he didn't explain very well what this kind of sharing out a hobby thing was, so I had to ask him a follow-up question like, okay, what exactly did they do? What did this look like? And by asking those questions and follow-up questions, and by understanding the structure of a story, I was able to get more meat to the story to understand actually how he was making sense of this experience and why this had been a moment, a turning point really, in his bigger story about his team. My question for you then would be, what would happen if you began to ask more story questions to your team?